Lazio enjoyed a triumphant afternoon in their away game against Inter. Paul Gascoigne got things started with a powerful and precise shot that left Pagliuca with no chance. The league's leading scorer, Pierluigi Casaraghi, slammed the ball into the same corner as Gascoigne had done before, leaving the keeper with no hope of saving it. Lazio was on a roll during this phase of the game and completely dismantled the Nerazzurri. Before the halftime whistle, Beppe Signori sealed the deal in what was an extremely one-sided game. Inter tried in vain to come back in the second half. Instead, Bergomi scored an unfortunate own goal. All of Inter's anger at what they saw as a completely wasted afternoon was unleashed in Wignont's shot. The ball bounced off the crossbar and became the perfect assist for Marco Del Vecchio, who was at least able to score one goal for the hosts. However, Roberto Di Matteo restored the 4-goal lead and sealed the final score. A great game from Zdenek Zeman's team and a disastrous result for Inter. There was far less action in the parallel match between Roma and Milan. Both teams largely neutralized each other. Roberto Donadoni put his team ahead shortly after halftime. But Giampiero Maine immediately equalized. Both goals followed a similar pattern, and overall it was an evenly matched game, characterized by tactics, with a fair final score. Parma wanted to seize the moment to close the gap on the leaders, but the strong promoted team from Bari proved to be a tough opponent. Barone put the Southern Italians ahead. Parma equalized in the second half with a header from Gabriele Pin following a cross from Stefano Fiore. But Bari had one more trick up their sleeve. Left back Annoni sneaked forward and scored the much-celebrated winning goal. It was a bitter pill to swallow for the visitors, who were unable to capitalize on Roma's draw. Juventus also had a bitter afternoon, and yet everything had started so well in their home game against Genoa. Alex Del Piero put the Bianconeri in the lead. Genoa's reliable center-forward Tomas Shkuravi was responsible for the equalizer. The tall Czech scored once again with a header. And in the second half, Shkuravi proved that he is just as good with his feet. His goal provided another big surprise this weekend. Juventus was unable to equalize. And even Foggia finally achieved its long-awaited first win of the season on matchday 14. Bresciani was the man of the match in Florence. Sampdoria welcomed back the sorely missed strikers Mancini and Gullit for their home game against Cagliari and took an early lead through Salsano. But it didn't take long for the visitors to equalize through Beretta. A bitter setback for Sampdoria's hopes of catching up with the UEFA Cup places. Deli Valdis even puts the visitors from Sardinia, who have lost only one game this season, ahead. But Ruud Gullit's goal at least saves a point for Sampdoria. However, the result is not enough to make up ground in the table. For Cagliari, it is already the fourth draw in a row. Cremonese has an excellent corner kick taker in Milanese, which proved decisive in the match against Torino. Here, Gian De Biagi scores to make it 1-0. The visitors scored the best goal of the match. Midfielder Scienza had far too much space and beat Rossetti. But another corner from Milanese brought them back into the lead. This time Tentoni was on hand. Enrico Chiesa sealed the final decision. Torino's crisis continues to worsen, and Cremonese overtakes them thanks to this victory. Padova's match in Reggiana also demonstrated how valuable a good crosser can be. Dutch player Creek set up Filippo Maniero perfectly for the first goal. Reggiana pressed for the equalizer and was caught cold by a counterattack. Maniero scored with a precise left-footed shot after a fine individual effort, proving once again that he makes the difference for Padova. With 9 goals to his name, he now leads the scoring charts alongside Casiraghi. Substitute Kotze managed to score his first goal in the league, but the hosts were unable to draw level. Napoli was fortunate to achieve at least a scoreless draw against Brescia. After this crazy match day, let's take a look at the table. Lazio and Roma are the big winners of the week, as all their pursuers slipped up. At the bottom of the table, the gap between teams has narrowed even further. Casiraghi and Maniero are the 2 players leading the way with 9 goals each. Next week, the highlight will be the match between Parma and Juventus. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.